guys have been working towards this for a while now.
Yeah.
That enthusiasm you guys have had for the Tron world, like as you got to dig deeper and really make this come to life, like how much fun was it to just really blow that world out?
It's ridiculous fun. I mean, it's like we're like 12-year-old boys.
At a sleepover where you're literally like, wouldn't it be cool if they had a helicopter? And we have a helicopter. Wouldn't it be cool if there was a train and then a fight on a train and it goes upside? And that's kind of how we attack this.
And that's what's so amazing about animation and being able to move Tron to this world now is that we can do anything, and it's
and as writers, you also want to dig deeper. And you know, when you have 2 hours, you have 2 hours. So we were always obsessed with, well, what's going on with the other sectors and how are they feeling? And for us, this was an opportunity to dig deeper and to kind of tell the story of the overthrow of the grid through the eyes of the program. And also kind of, you know, Legacy was Flynn's story. This is kind of Tron's.
Yeah, and when we were writing the movie, we just kept finding that there was all these kind of other avenues and streets we wanted to go down that we just didn't have time to do, and we kept talking about it and talking about
Couldn't
it.
afford it.
Yeah, and now you know, this show has been this great opportunity for us to really kind of dig into the world of the grid and the characters that live there even more.
The extent of the story is amazing, even in just the one pilot we saw. But Tron is also a brand for Disney. Are there any sort of mandates about what they need you to do for the brand, or what you can and can't do?
I think the mandate is to be as awesome as we can.
Yeah, they've been very supportive. You know, everyone at XD and Gary Marsh and everyone at Disney has just really been supportive, and they've kind of just let us tell our story, and they like it. In the microsode you saw, you know, someone dies, and we were worried when they had to, and I said, cool. You know, they want to push this, so because they want this to appeal to everyone. You know, it's not just 12-year-olds; it can be 50-year-olds, or you know.
I mean, that's also the dance we try to do with Uprising, which is we want this show to stand on its own, yet at the same time feel a part of the franchise, and to welcome in new fans who've never seen Tron before and never had anything to do with it and just experiencing it for the first time, while at the same time also reward all the fans who've been enjoying the original movie, Legacy, and everything about the franchise. And that's what's exciting for us, is to try to kind of to cast a wider net and bring more people into something that we just love so much.
Yeah, and we want them to come down the electronic rabbit hole with us.
Yeah, we feel a tremendous responsibility to the franchise and the fans, as like we approach this as fans. We've been fans of Tron since we were kids, and we saw Steve Disberger's movie, and it was, you know, amazingly influential on us, and we just wanted to honor that.
Now, we know this takes place before the film. Are we going to see this very much intersect with the film, or is this a completely self-contained story on the side?
Well, you know, the thing is it does take place when you know, post ISO Purge and Clue overtaking it. You know, this right now stands on its own, and you will see people from Legacy come in and out. But you know, the question is, well, if we know what happened to Clue and everything, why are we watching this? And I think the answer for us is you don't know the whole story yet, and eventually, you know, we will start, you know, why this show ties back into Sam Flynn coming in. But right now, we're just kind of enjoying this and this journey, and really focusing on the grid and the programs in it and their struggle, and then, you know.
I mean, I would say if you're a fan of Legacy, there are surprises and Easter eggs and cameos to be had during the season that we're excited to surprise you.
Will those characters that may come up from Legacy be voiced by the actors that played them in the film?
Well, it depends on who the actors are. So I mean, look, sometimes it's scheduling.
Yeah,
you know, you can't have everyone. But you know, Bruce is doing Tron.
Are there any things in the series that set up something that might happen in a future movie?
I can tell you right now, we're focused only on the series and not saying this will tie into the sequel, because we want people to watch this series and enjoy it, and not have to connect the dots. But you know, when the sequel comes out, you know, hopefully, you know, we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, we want everything in the Tron universe to feel of a piece, while at the same time to have this be able to stand on its own and be its own new foray into the world.
one of the themes that you guys have explored on once is like reluctant heroism. Can you talk about how Beck approaches heroism here on Uprising?
Reluctantly.
I think, well, yeah, I mean, Beck, I don't think is as closed off as Emma is, and I think, Beck does what he does in the beginning out of anger, and then that causes, that gets the attention of Tron, and I think Beck's journey is kind of coming to terms with the fact that he maybe is more than his programming, that he is a little special, and a lot of people fight what's special about them because it's a lot easier to be like everyone else. I think that's Beck's journey, and being a hero is a part of that. And I think that's kind of the things that Tron has to kind of teach him.
And I think it's on a broader sense something we're trying to do as writers, which is that kind of classic hero's journey of finding out there's something special about yourself and rejecting it at first, and then refusing the call, and then ultimately finding a way to accept it and embrace your destiny.
And we really want to, I think what's great about that this is a series is that we can really dig deep into that. We don't have to do that in 20 minutes and then get to the, we can really take our time and kind of watch his evolution and watch how it affects his life and his friends and the program and the grid itself. And I think that's what's exciting about this. Charlie's here.
Charlie, can you talk?
Tron?
Can you talk about like where you come in from, like what they've started, and then where you come in, what exactly your duties are?
Yeah, I came in, I think, about 2.5 years ago, after the pilot was written, and I'm the director and EP, so.
Charlie really does.
Charlie does the heavy lifting. He runs the show. He guides it.
We're here literally just to take credit.
Exactly. Charlie. What Charlie's done is, I think he's brilliant. Like what he's managed to do is take the world of Tron and do something that's new and fresh and that you haven't seen before, but yet also does feel consistent to the DNA.
And he really does the day-to-day stuff.
Yeah. So I wanted to do something that honors the aesthetic of the two films, and at the same time has a unique feel to it as well. It's it's animation. It's got its own feel and its own look to it. When you think of Tron, for me it just seems like it does suit animation. It seems like it would be right for animation, but what exactly that look and that style is going to be took a bit of development.
What were some of the non-Tron influences on the visual style?
I mean, science fiction. We're all huge science fiction fans that are involved with it, and comic books and.
But even
Japanese
fashion, design. Charlie lived in London for a while, and in East London, he'd go to Shoreditch, and you would see what people's faces look like and the new haircuts, and we kind of take from everywhere, because the great thing about Tron is it's really a mixture of everything, science fiction and design all coming together.
Yeah, and Alberto Mielgo, who's the art director, he's from Spain and is definitely an animator, but he's a painter, a proper painter, and his influences run into fine art world and as well as animation. So and with Rob Valley, he's coming from he's an animator as well, but he's the character designer. He's coming from comics and so his influences are there as well too.
So I'm curious. Are you guys concerned that the series, while popular with people who know Tron, would be a little bit difficult for someone who's just never heard of Tron?
Well, I mean, it's obviously something that's in our minds, and we've tried to design the show in a way that it's totally welcome for anyone to drop in who's never heard of Tron, and that they can get immersed in this world, experience it, enjoy it, and then hopefully love it and discover there's a lot more to it.
I mean, I think that the general premise is very simple. You are in your hometown and someone has come to take it over and you don't care for it. And I think everyone can relate to that, and then hopefully that will be their gateway into knowing, like, wait, what's the original movie? And who's Yori? And what's going on? And what's going on in Legacy? And where's Sam?
Does the action and the pace keep up in future episodes?
Yeah, the first episode is the pacing of it is quite intense, and I think that for the other episodes we are able to dig deeper into character, but there's huge action set pieces throughout the series that have been just destroying my team.
You mentioned Yori. Is she going to appear in the series?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet.
But she might be the first two.
I don't know. We're kind of in a different sector. There are cameos. I don't want to say never, never, because you never know. I can just speak for season 1. In season 1, I can tell you she's not in it.
Do you have any legacy afterthoughts in terms of things turning out exactly as your vision was on the page, or some things that were a little bit, maybe not the way you envisioned them?
I think we were incredibly proud of that movie, and it was an incredible collaboration with Joe Kaczynski, Sean Bailey, Justin Springer, and the entire team there.
We gave 3 years of our life, so it's hard to that is what.
Yeah, it was an incredible film.
Yeah, so for us, we love that movie, and we are very happy with the way it turned out, and so I think right now we're just kind of looking forward, and we're really proud of the fact that we even got it launched, and we love the movie.
Yeah.
Are you? Is there something about animation as a format, as a medium, that allows you to do things that there was just no way you could ever do as a movie?
Oh,
100%.
absolutely. There's things you can do that aren't physically possible with actors that you can do in animation. There are things on a scale that you can do that would just be cost prohibitive to do in live action in anything.
Yeah, just the shot of the train going upside down. Like for that in in a real movie to actually do that would be like $1 billion.
But it wasn't easy in animation.
No, but we weren't there for that.
Yeah.
That was Charlie here at 3 a.m.
So as far as you're concerned, it was easy.
Right. Charlie said, "Here's the storyboards," and we're like, "Cool."
How long of a story do you see in Tron?
Well, that's a good question. I don't know. I think the fans will decide that. If they like season 1, then we will be fortunate to have a season 2, and if they don't, I would say I guess a short.
And we've thought about it with the possibility of long term, as a goal we hope to attain. But it's always up to the fans, and we're going to do our best to please them.
I can tell you that we have a lot of story we think that there's left to tell in this world and in this time period, and we're going to show you different environments and different characters and different really dive into the grid, and so I guess as long as we're still excited about writing that, we'll continue to do the show, and when that.
It's one of the things that was so appealing to us, and we sort of started to really hit on as we were writing Legacy, which is that Kevin Flynn created this grid that was more than he thought it would be, and it became more than he initially intended. And that concept in and of itself led us to realize that there's amazing possibilities for stories and characters and worlds and environments within that we can explore, and that's what we're trying to do with Uprising.
Given that you guys have a hit show to handle, how actively are you pursuing or thinking about a third Tron film?
Well, we're not writing the next script. We made co-producers on that. We had an incredible writer, Dave DiGilio.
Yeah.
And,
yeah, we were working on it then once and we had to step off. But we as Adam said, Dave DiGilio, and we got a first draft that we're very excited about.
It. So we're all working on it and hopeful.
And Joe obviously is busy directing Living right now.
Is there any possibility? I'll let somebody else ask that.
Now, what was the choice of going full 3D animation as opposed to 2D animation in terms of, and the 3D animation kind of looks almost 2D-esque?
Yeah, well, first I would say that it's not all 3D animation. There is 2D in there. There's sort of like every trick in the book that we're using. It's everything that's available to us in the field, from very old traditional techniques, the original techniques, to the most modern stuff. But as far as the aesthetic of it, I'm coming from a 2D background, as is Rob Valley, who's the character designer, and Alberto Mielgo, who's the art director. We're very much 2D guys, so I think the aesthetic, that we wanted to do was something that was more graphic and more like 2D.
It reminded me a lot of Samurai Jack in terms of how sharp edges and kind of 3D opposed to 2D.
I like that show. I worked on that show.
Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, that's a huge compliment because I love that show and was